Reserve Bank of India, that has to be your best friend in the Indian market. It's not surprisingly that most of the foreign banks, they try to establish their branch from a location point of view very close to the Reserve Bank of India. Because you have so many tasks and so many regulations you have to comply every day, that it's a competitive advantage to be very close from a geographic point of view, so that you can administrate the regulations in a more efficient way. But it's quite a hassle. I can give you some examples later on. But nevertheless, I mean, the Reserve Bank of India has the mandate to regulate and supervise the Indian financial system, and also to implement and monitor the monetary policy in the country. And they're also in charge for the whole foreign exchange management. So since India is still a so-called restricted market, the Indian rupee is not freely convertible around the globe. I mean, it will be facilitated over time, but it's still a restricted currency. That's also an area and a field where the Reserve Bank of India is in charge for the regulation. And last but not least, it's basically the central bank. The central bank for the Indian market, and is also managing each state's government. From a purely Swiss point of view, I think most of you knows the FINMA, which is our regulator in Switzerland. And I mean, it's fair to say that not every employee of a Swiss bank will ever have interactions with the FINMA directly. In India, I would say 90% of all banking employees, they have regular interactions with the Reserve Bank of India, because every product and every process is so closely monitored that you have to report monthly, quarterly, sometimes yearly, but that's a rare species of processes when you have to report yearly. But just to highlight that, for example, if a corporate, again headquartered, let's say in Switzerland, with a subsidiary in India, if they want to send an intercompany loan to the subsidiary, in many markets they simply send the money to the subsidiary, and then the deal is done. In India, this transaction has to be monitored and processed by a bank, even though